Hi, we're going to talk about how to do assignment 3, which builds on assignment 1, the last 5 elements of the business model. Now, one thing I'd like you to do is make sure you check the comments and feedback I've given you on assignment 3, because there may be some suggestions and some links and resources that I've suggested that you do. Now, the last 5 elements are what the company has to do to make its business actually run. So you may have good instincts, but you need to research this. And I'm going to make you some suggestions on how the best way to do it is. Key activities will lead to key resources and key partnerships. So I'm going to use it as an example to explain this, an NBA team. What's the very first thing you have to do if you're an NBA team? What do you have to do? You have to recruit players, right? Recruit and sign the players in order to play. Now, in order to recruit players, you need certain sorts of human or physical resources to do that. So the resources would be players, and you would also have to have some sort of legal staff to sign the players. So that would become the resource you need for that. There may or may not be a partnership, but there's definitely going to be a cost in player salaries. And what you need to do is look up, perhaps from Forbes or from other resources, what type of salaries your players are going to cost overall. So you see how this moves down these 4 resources. Now, say, the next thing, what do you need? You've recruited and signed your players. What do you need? You need a coaching staff. Okay? So coaching staff, you're going to need a coaching, and you're going to need an arena. The team is going to be associated with some sort of an arena. So in order to do this, you're going to need coaching staff. And you're going to have a partnership with whatever arena the team plays in. And there's may or may not be a cost for this, but there's definitely going to be coaching salaries. So again, you can see how this moves right down the chart. So now you've got your players, your coaching group, your coaching team, and you've got your arena. What's the next thing you need to do? You need to play games in the arena and on the road. So you need to play games, and they're going to be also on the road. So what you need to do in resources is you're going to need to have some sort of a transportation staff and planning in order to do that. And there's going to be some travel cost associated in here. One of your partnerships is also going to be the NBA. I forgot to mention that. They're going to be a key partner. Another key activity, how do you get the sponsorships for the clothing or for the shoes that the team wears? Well, you're going to have to have sponsorships. And in order to do that, you need to have a sales staff. And this is going to be a revenue generator. And then partnerships that come out of that may be specific vendors like drinks or shoe manufacturers or clothing manufacturers that are outfitting the team. Okay? Now, what's another key activity? In addition to games played in the arena on the road, where else do you see the team playing? On television, of course. You're going to have TV and media outlets. And that has to be sold and contracted for. Pardon my writing here. So in order to do that, you're going to have, again, some sort of sales or legal staff. And these are going to be partnerships with cable companies, perhaps ESPN, perhaps networks, or even some sort of a local arena. So you can see how one of these activities leads to a resource, leads to partnerships, and one thing we can't forget is marketing and promotion. Every company has to do some sort of marketing and PR. They're going to have a staff to do that. They're also going to do administration, payroll, etc. And they're going to have staff to do that. And they're going to incur, again, more salary costs for doing that. But they're also going to get revenues, though, from your cable fees and your TV fees. And one more thing, of course, and most people think of this first, one of the other things they do is merchandising. And that merchandise has to be created, but it's going to be a revenue stream. So hopefully this gives you an idea how if you set your key activities and then link a resource that the team has to do in order to do that activity, and then look at whether it's a partnership and what kind of cost it has, then you can, then the last thing, then you'll see how this flows. But the last thing you'll do is look at the revenues that come in. What you want to do is research as much specifics as you can, what the salaries are, what the overall team revenues are, what the ticket sales are, and that'll be your last 5 elements. Do let me know if there's any questions. Thank you.